Listen to these words. God, the Almighty, Jesus, Lord, Yahweh, Allah, the Great Mystery, the Great Spirit, Wakan Tanka, higher power. It doesn't matter what you call this all-powerful being in your life. What is important is that you believe in something, someone. I have seen too many things in my life not to believe. I believe. I feel free. I feel a part of something. Faith is defined as having a strong belief in God or in the doctrines of a religion. I like the first part, not the second. God, higher power, is spiritual. Religious doctrines are man-made. I don't like to talk about other different religions because man-made religions. Why do people get so frustrated at religions or hate religions? Because each religion claims to have all the answers, the road to salvation. They are too rigid in their beliefs and in their doctrines, that only their congregants will get to the kingdom of heaven and be able to see God. How did they know? Did they die and come back to tell us? Of course not. Spirituality is something different. Spirituality is about faith, hope, love. It is a power. It is something that has a power. It is a force. I like to call it God, higher power, and I also like the Great Mystery. Spirituality is good health, and the best way is through prayer and meditation. Here is a quote from Fela Kuti, a Nigerian musician. To be spiritual is not by praying and going to church. Spiritualism is the understanding of the universe so that it can be a better place to live in. Have you ever been in the wilderness at night, in the darkness, and you look up and you see the night sky, the universe, the stars, so beautiful? You realize how insignificant you are compared to all the other life forces and the age of the stars. Yet you feel powerful. You are in awe because the Spirit is the life force. My two favorite places are Big Bend National Park in West Texas. I was backpacking with a couple buddies in the middle of nowhere, completely desolate. It is dark. You see the whole universe, the sky. Also, Hawaii, Kauai. I was there with my girlfriend and we were in a jacuzzi on a second floor balcony. All the lights were turned off. Again, you can see how beautiful the sky is, the universe, and all the stars. Here is a quote from Chief Seattle, Duwamish Chief. Humankind is not woven in the web of life. We are but one thread within it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. All things are bound together. I do believe all things connect. The explained and the unexplained web of life. Now, what is something unexplained? I can tell you back in 2001, my mother went for a checkup and they found a tumor, what they thought was a tumor on her lungs. And she's at Baylor College of Medicine here in Houston, Texas. Now, the year prior, she already had major heart surgery. So she has heart disease, and now they're saying that she has lung cancer. Now, we decide you do need a second opinion. Now, my brother's a doctor, and he's living in Boston, so she flies up there and goes to see Massachusetts General Hospital. They confirm what they saw in Houston, that it is a tumor and that she needs surgery. Now, these are two of the best hospitals in the world. They are sure she has lung cancer. So she comes back to Houston and has the surgery. Now, prior to the surgery, we have various prayer groups going on, praying for my mother. Now, surgery starts, and relatively quickly, the surgeon comes out, and he's smiling. He's all happy. And he says, it was just cartilage. There is no tumor. Now, you can say that all the doctors, Houston and Boston, were all wrong, which is a possibility, but it's unexplained. Something, the power of prayer, the power of having faith, something happened where she ended up with nothing that God will protect. It's hard to explain how different people and events have come into my life to emerge where solutions could emerge. Now, I still had to do the work, but you still have to be open to the different answers. There's so many things unexplained. But life seems to have answers. Now, I hear the naysayers saying, well, God lets good people die, even little kids. And that is true. Kids that are healthy one day, and then they are dead within a week. Well, this happened to two people I know. One was a classmate of mine, and one was a family friend, where they had a healthy child, 8 and 9 years old, where they ended up with some type of infection. One of them ended up dead in one day. One of them ended up dead in a week. And you can say, well, that's completely unfair. Why does that happen? I don't know. I can say it is okay to get angry, to question, to cry, to get depressed, and to say, this makes zero sense. There is so much that is unexplained. Why be spiritual? Why have faith? These questions help us to have a content life. Contentment is the next video. Contentment is the goal of life. The mystery of life continues. Faith, hope, love. You have to lose yourself in order to find yourself. Yes, it's one of those questions. Or I would almost call it a dilemma. You have to lose yourself in order to find yourself. That is why so many people go on retreats. They travel to special places around the world. They change religions. They change behaviors. They work the 12 steps. Spirituality is about finding yourself, becoming aware of who you are and what is your purpose. Spirituality is about having a better relationship or a clearer relationship with your higher power, with God. Spirituality is about freedom, the freedom to live. Spirituality is about feeling strength in your blood, feeling strong. I constantly talk about our foundation, which is our spiritual base and our emotional base. Because if we have that emotional base, we're able to get in touch with our feelings, to be vulnerable, to release fear, to live in faith, to live in hope, to live in love. You embrace each day. Believe in something greater than ourselves brings peace and serenity into my life. And I'm sure into your life too. That is what I seek. To be able to live life and have peace every day. And when problems come up and emergencies come up, being able to solve my problems and still remain me. Not to escape my feelings with a drug or to escape with some type of destructive behavior. Because I am not alone. This spirituality, this emotional base, this spiritual base allows me to have better relationships, intimate relationships, vulnerable relationships. I revealed many things in my videos, both positive and negative. I don't care what you know about me because I know God loves me. I love myself. And I feel so loved by so many people. I am a part of the human race. To me, that is spirituality. I am talking about the difference between spirituality, God, higher power, the great mystery, compared to religion and religious bodies. I've had priests and pastors help me, and I am forever grateful. I also see the difference between God and religion. I see and understand why so many people lose faith. Again, I say religion tries to tell their congregation that they have all the answers. Religion is a business. God is love. Let's look at the connection between church and state. Looking at economic history, there is a reason communism failed. Communism does not believe in state-sponsored religions. Communism believes religion and beliefs in God is wrong. The opium of the masses, Marx, Engels, Lenin, Mao, all derided religion as evil, that religion controlled people, that religion didn't allow people to be happy. And you can make a case that religion held people down. That is why people constantly change religions. Yet, communism did and does the same thing. Control people, that is their objective. Control people. Don't allow people to have freedoms. Any people, and the people that were and are miserable. They don't have the opportunity to be happy, to be content. I'm going to take a line from the book Animal Farm by George Orwell. All animals are created equal, but some animals are more equal than others. Communism failed and continues to fail because people want to believe in God and a higher power. People want to have the freedom to choose who to believe and how to believe. People want two things: the freedom and the opportunities to raise the families how they see and what makes sense to them, so that their kids can grow and feel safe, and also have the freedom to work a career and a job so they can be able to provide for themselves and their families. That is what they want from their country and their government. Spirituality provides the environment for people to be the best versions of themselves, to find themselves. Spirituality allows people to find the strength when the world is knocking them down, to seek guidance, to seek change, to be able to take care of their families, to be in great health, to have higher EQ. So when you see yourself hitting some type of wall or banging against a ceiling and you feel stuck, look inside. The definition of revelation is a previously unknown fact. And it's usually about ourselves. Awakening, what we talked about in step 12. A spiritual awakening that happens to us. We grow emotionally and spiritually, and we become a better us. The better version of us is revealed to us by us. That is how higher power, God, the great mystery, works. That is why spirituality is so appealing, to find a life that endures. Because the spiritual life is up to you. You decide what to believe and what to feel. The Spirit gives life. Spirituality is strength. I'm going to finish with a quote by Joseph Campbell. We must be willing to get rid of the life we planned, as so that we can have the life that is waiting for us. Life is wonderful.